The Lord recently had me do a message about deceived prophets, those who are or have idolized Donald J. Trump, and how it has led many astray. I did make a comparison between Donald Trump and Joe Biden in the message, and this one is a follow-up, a brief message, because whereas there are many professing Christians who have prophesied things about Donald Trump, Joe Biden also has his contingent of prophets, but most of them are not professing Christians. Most of them are actually media personalities, political pundits, etc. For example, the White House press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre, she has spoken about Joe Biden being a skilled communicator, probably the best in the White House. Yet when you see him speaking, it doesn't match what she says. And also the things that she says about him aren't always accurate. There are also a lot of media personalities. It's like the false prophets of Baal. They're not prophesying in the name of the Lord, but the things they're doing, the things they're saying, they're propping a man up, they're propping a political party up. And even when things happen, they'll try to tell people, don't believe that or don't listen to this individual, because they're trying to continue a certain narrative. Even outside the political realm, like with COVID, there are things that they said, things that made it seem as if those things were impossible. And even now, when what they call conspiracy theories and conspiracy theorists, when those things are now being proven factual, or at least plausible, they're not really backtracking. Now, there's some people who say that they were deceived, but others are continuing with the deception. But they're deceivers and they're trying to deceive people. Then there's also another type of deceived and even delusional prophet, like the great Greta Thunberg. It was recently disclosed, I think it was in 2018, that she posted a tweet on Twitter speaking about some climate activities, I think potentially end of the world in 2023. And now there's coming up that that thing will not come to pass. She deleted or allegedly deleted the tweet. So rather than even looking at that tweet and saying, you know what, I felt this way about this back then, and now that it hasn't come to pass, or it doesn't look like it's going to come to pass, maybe I need to backtrack on what I've been saying. Maybe I need to backtrack on my thought processes. But in deleting a thing and not repenting, like I spoke about the Christian prophets, but about not repenting, then they continue in the delusion. Anything that contradicts the narrative, anything that is the truth, they shut it down. And that shows that they are not deceived, but they are deceivers. And they're deceiving others. So whereas I spoke about Christian prophets who are deceived, there are also secular prophets. Now, they may be professing Christians, but they don't profess it openly. That's not what they lead with. They're not using the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, but they're prophets nonetheless. As I've said many times, there are two types of prophets. Prophets of the Most High God, who are sent in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, who prophesy in accordance with Revelation 19 verse 10, which speaks the testimony of Jesus is the spirit of prophecy. But then there are also false prophets, those who prophesy for Satan. In Revelation 11, it speaks about the Lord's two witnesses, two prophets who prophesy and also do many signs and wonders in the likeness of Elijah and Moses for 3.5 years. But then later on, we see the emergence in Revelation 13 about the beast and the false prophet. Satan will have a false prophet. And likewise today, many people will hearken back to 1 Kings 18. Elijah, the prophet of the Lord, versus the prophets of Baal on Mount Carmel. And later on in 1 Kings 22, Micaiah, a prophet of the Lord, versus the 400 prophets who sat at Jezebel's table. So the enemy has his prophets. They may not always prophesy in the name of the Lord, but they prophesy things. They're trying to get people to believe them. They're trying to get people to follow them. And they're trying to lead people to another God, as the Lord stated in Deuteronomy 13, verses 1 through 5. So whereas I spoke about delusional prophets who are prophesying in the name of the Lord, there are also delusional prophets who are prophesying, even though they're not using a God's name, but they are leading you to another God, who is Satan, as Jesus described, is the father of lies.